My name is Shannon. I'm Sinead, and we're the Clermont twins.
Hey everyone. Hey, I'm Shannon. I'm Sinead. We're the Clermont twins.
Hey you guys, so in today's video I want to discuss the Clermont twins, Shannon and Sinead, in a video that I just did about Diddy and his daughters who are twins. I referenced them where I said that I really hope that someone is in Delilah and Jesse's corner so that they don't end up like the Clermont twins, and a lot of you guys are like, whoa, I didn't know that they had a full transformation like that. So in this video I want to get a little bit into their history, who they are, and we're also going to touch on their transformation and recent events that have transpired as a result of criminal charges that were pressed against Sinead for fraud and some other charges. So if you're interested in knowing more about them, please stay tuned for the rest of this video. StraightBlackLove.com is dedicated to matching up black singles. Best of all, they are international. Go take a look for yourself and go create a free profile today at StraightBlackLove.com. This video is sponsored by Car Marshall. They have over 100,000 cars in their inventory. While you shop, they will negotiate for you. I'll provide the link for you to go click and search for your new vehicle today. HYGIENE.com. Whether you need incense, personal hygiene products, candles, car fresheners, HYGIENE is your go-to. Please visit HYGIENE.com, use Paris Milan at checkout to receive 15% off. This video is also sponsored by Soulfully Scented LV. They are a black-owned hair care line that has very affordable and potent products, and they also have a physical store located in Las Vegas, Nevada on 1210 West Owen Avenue. Be sure to go and support the online store as well as the physical store today. Shannon and Sinead CLERMONT are identical twins who were born March 21st, 1994 to Haitian and Jamaican immigrant parents, and their parents were working class. Shannon is actually 10 minutes older than Sinead, and they have 2 older brothers and 2 older sisters. At the age of 9, they relocated from New Jersey to Dallas, Georgia, and they were surrounded by a lot of creative influences that inspired them to get into fashion and acting as adults. Now, as adults, they managed themselves. They didn't have an agent, they didn't have a manager, so if they wanted to book gigs, they had to do it themselves. And in 2015, they were pretty lucky because they landed a booking on the infamous show The Bad Girls Club, and they were locked in for season 14. Shannon was dubbed the Uptown Princess, and Sinead was considered the Power Princess. Now, of course, on the show, them being twins made them pretty unique, but also it was interesting because while they were on the show, they were enrolled in fashion schools, Parsons and Fashion Institute of Technology. So on the show, they were pretty much known for being sedity and very ostentatious, and even though they were kind of snobbish, people still liked their personalities and they amassed a following. People specifically liked the friendship that they had with another member named Jaylamina, which is how they got the name Clermina, which was a portmanteau of Clermont and Jaylamina. Unfortunately though, on the show they were removed by episode 7 for threatening others and production. Even though they were removed from the show, their followings increased drastically. They went from having about 10,000 followers on Instagram to over 600,000 on IG. Now thankfully they did graduate from fashion school and they both received their bachelor's degrees and they went full throttle into modeling. Now prior to that they were doing little gigs. According to them, they said they did some extras in Tyler Perry's House of Pain, Single Ladies, and other shows, but being on BGC really opened up their portfolio for them to attract other bookings. Their modeling style initially was pretty fun and playful, but then it became very raunchy, and from my perspective I feel like their modeling took a very incestuous route. They would do some very questionable shoots. Like I saw some shoots that seemed very sexualized. It was very pronounced with the incest direction that the photos were going. And what also made me raise an eyebrow was a specific photographer who has a questionable character named Terry Richardson, who has had allegations of being a pedophile and accused of sexual harassment, which he has denied. But they did a shoot with him, and in the shoot they were like licking each other's tongues and their breasts are like pressed up against each other. I feel like that market for incest definitely isn't for black people. Not only did they do that in this photo shoot, but they also have done music videos. And in one music video in particular, which was with Future, again, it's more of them interacting with each other in a sexual way. And they've denied this.
Are you incest? Actually, I didn't even know what that meant until like I had asked like one of my friends what it meant, whatever. But it was just like very disgusting. It's actually really very crazy. Like we over a photo. It's just a photo, not even a video. Not even a video where you guys can really make your own opinion about it, but a photo. It's really ridiculous. It's just a photo. Yeah, no, we do not make out. That's disgusting.
but it just seems very natural for them to pose in these incest-like positions. And they went on to do Nicki Minaj's Good Form video, and they ended up landing one of their biggest fashion booking gigs, which was the Yeezy campaign in 2018. Now, they were hired as the clone of Kim Kardashian. They had other celebrities like Paris Hilton, who also was acting as a clone for Kim Kardashian. As time went on from them being on BGC season 14, for those who watched them on BGC and have pretty much followed them, you would have noticed a visible change in their physical appearance. Now, on BGC, they were pretty much brown skin. I would consider them darker skin on this show, and I found them to be very attractive even while they were in their regular state of them being darker skin girls with fuller noses. And now their skin is visibly lighter. They have fillers in their lips. Their bodies are completely enhanced. On this show, they were pretty much slender, but now it's like they have the pony type butt going on. They went from being very attractive pretty girls to me to looking like these alien type of silicone mannequins to me. It's just very weird looking at them. It resulted in them booking more gigs. I mean, look at what happened to them. They were able to book a gig with Kanye, and we all know that Kanye has had a colorist past to begin with, because there was a shoot that he was trying to do for his line in the past, and he specifically said he only wanted mixed race women. So the fact that the CLERMONT twins are black, but they had to alter their appearance drastically in order to book a Yeezy campaign, speaks a lot of volumes about Kanye West. It also speaks volumes about their values and how they are willing to do whatever it takes for a dollar. Now, although they had success in the modeling industry and they had their own label named Mont Boudoir and the Claremont Foundation, which supported mental health, prior to their Yeezy campaign, they were allegedly escorting. Now, reality shows and Instagram pretty much sell a fantasy of this luxurious lifestyle, and you constantly see them traveling the world and in these fancy $100,000 plus cars, having the latest fashion. And realistically, these people do not have money. A lot of the fashions that they have is given to them. They are pretty much renting it. They're using other people's cars. They're pretty much using other people's equipment for these things, and they're selling you a dream that this is the lifestyle that they're living, when in reality, this is not actually how they're living. And unfortunately, when they go on shows like Bad Girls Club, they do not pay them sufficiently. They have to resort to engaging in being strippers or star tenders. Shout out to Billy for telling me about that term. And they have to resort to that, or even unfortunately escorting, to support their lifestyle. So in 2018, scandal plagued the twins after news broke that Sinead was escorting and being accused of fraud after her John, named James Alessi, was found dead, and there was records of her using his debit card. Now, according to reports, on January 31st, 2017, she was on a date with her John, and this date was allegedly for $400. Now, James reportedly drank alcohol and took cocaine mixed with fentanyl before passing out. Sinead then allegedly used the opportunity to copy info from 2 of his debit cards, then left without telling anyone or rendering assistance to Alessi, who was incapacitated. Now, the next morning, maintenance workers in Alessi's Eastside apartment building found him dead. Court documents reveal that Sinead created fake email accounts to wire more than $20,000 of Alessi's money to herself, and pretty much what she was doing with these fake accounts was using fake emails that were supposedly under his name and basically giving her the green light to use all this money, when realistically he was dead, so it wasn't him sending the email, she was sending it to herself. Now, she was using this money to pay for phone bills, buying designer outfits, just a lot of frivolous items that racked up to $20,000. Now, due to her using this dead man's debit card, Sinead was facing up to 30+ years in federal prison if she was found guilty, but she decided to go ahead and plead guilty. Now, in April of this year, it was announced that she was sentenced to a year in prison for 1 count of wire fraud. She was also sentenced to 3 years of supervised release in order to forfeit $5,777, and she also had to pay $4,696 in restitution. Claremont twins situation is actually rather sad because they have allowed the industry to decimate their physical appearance, but also to become morally bankrupt. That lifestyle of the Instagram model and being escorts and trying to make it big in this entertainment industry is dangerous, because you easily lose yourself for the sake of trying to floss all these materialistic items that they know they can barely afford, and they're selling a dream to people who on average will never be able to afford these items, and these items depreciate in value the moment that you buy them. I also think that this speaks volumes about how powerful colorism is. The industry supports Black women getting all of this skin lightening, getting their bodies enhanced, and doing all of these harmful things to themselves, all to appear and appease the European standards of beauty. And I think most of all, aside from the skin bleaching and all of that, what bothers me the most most is how they've allowed the industry to make them become very perverse. I mean, when you see these photos, like, I don't know, maybe it's just me, I don't see the art in these photos of them being very incestuous and kissing each other and licking each other. It just has a satanic undertone to me, and I feel as though that demographic of who's interested in it is trying to use them to make incest become commercialized and normalized in society, to where they'll start legalizing it, to where you can marry your family members, you can have children with your family members, and realistically, when you engage in that, it causes the child to be born with a lot of birth defects. So the fact that they're trying to use them as pawns to promote that to a larger scale is very disturbing to me. I just hope that other dark-skinned Black girls and women will not be inspired by them, because their entire life is a facade, both physically and mentally. And that's why Sinead has a record and will end up going to prison, because when you do not address your insecurities head on, you will find yourself in predicaments that can cost you your freedom or your life. So please be careful and do not allow a superficial lifestyle to lead you astray. We always hear about people being basic and I gotta be the baddest bee, but sometimes being basic is okay. Like, being average is fine, especially if you're able to sleep in a warm bed at night that's yours, and you don't have to bend over and show all your cavities before you get booked into jail or prison, and you don't have to have a record that's going to destroy your reputation in life. Do not feel as if you are missing out, because these people in reality are actually missing out on life, because they're living a life that they know that they realistically cannot afford. They have to lie, rob, and steal in order to be able to front for you guys. So anyways, guys, let me know if you knew about the background of the CLERMONT twins. Let me know how you feel about their transformation. Please make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share, and I'll talk to you guys in my next video. Bye!